What's up, guys? Being now we've actually gotten this panel washed, sanded, buffed. You think we might be done, but we're not. We're going to take a little bit of turtle wax and we're going to actually wax it. This will give you another layer of protection, plus it'll also help the shine some too. Now, this is the liquid stuff. It's not bad. I had actually got like a bunch of bottles of this for like dirt cheap years ago. What you want to do is, whoa, that's a lot. You don't want to use that much, that's for sure. Anyways, you want to put some on a rag. It says to use a damp sponge, but I never do. You spread it on there. Spread it on your area. Spread it out nice. Now you do a little section at a time. Now what you'll want to do is you'll want to wait until this kind of hardens up some, as it were. It'll turn. It'll get crispy. You'll see it changing colors and stuff. Most people just wash it off with wipe it down with a rag. I don't wipe mine down with a rag because, well, I just don't. I use a little buffer. I use my little buffer and my little buffing pad. Well, I just use a regular buffing pad. Anyways, some people will just wipe it down and it's fine. It's fine. But some people don't realize that you can actually use a little buffer to buff it a little more with, and that'll help your shine. And it'll heat it up some, and it'll work it. Like I say, you really don't want to over buff anything because you'll get this dull look to it. You know, it'll look like it's burnt, and that's kind of what it's called. It's called burning the clear coat. Which that's not what you want. Like I say, you'll see the cream turn colors. I wanted you guys to get a really good look at what this stuff looks like changing colors. Like I say, you'll notice that it's like shiny when it goes on, and then it'll look dull. But I want you guys to see it much better than what it was on that fender. Kind of put it on, thin layer. Just wipe it on. Let it set. You can kind of see it pretty good there, I think. I'm looking at a tiny little screen. Hopefully your guys' screen will be bigger, but I actually wanted to make sure that you guys actually seen what this looks like, so that you know you're not buffing it too soon or whatever. And you don't want it to sit on there forever, because then it takes a lot of extra effort to get it off of there. And if it's too hot outside, it'll kind of bake on like that. That's why you're not supposed to do it in the direct sunlight. But as soon as this changes colors, like I said, you can do this one of two ways. One, you can just use a rag and kind of hand buff it out, or you can take your little buffer or big buffer or whatever you got and use an actual buffing machine to buff this stuff out with, which I find that it actually seems to work a little better if you actually use the buffer. But for this particular moment, I'm just gonna hand buff it. This is actually the spoiler of my car. Now I'll have to do the whole spoiler so it won't look like total crap. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and, as you can see here that it's changed colors. Now it's a duller color. And now what you do is you go over and in kind of a circular motion, put a little bit of pressure, just a tiny bit of pressure, just buff it out by hand, or use your buffing machine. Like I say, I like the buffing machine better, and then flip your rag over, I guess, and you can finish it off. But there you have it. That's for that part. So like I say, it doesn't take a lot of effort to put some wax on your car and go ahead and finish up the job. And it does actually add a little layer of protection. Like I say, you should probably do it once a year, like especially in like the spring. I'm gonna back this off. Anyways, like I said, I went ahead and I put some on the rest of here, and I'm just gonna rub it in. And like I say, it's okay if you overlap. Heck, it's okay if you go back over, because it'll just put another little layer on it. But anyways, you just wipe it off. No big deal. It's pretty easy. There's nothing wrong with a little extra effort to protect your car. I mean, especially if you have a new car. And for the most part, if you even got a used car, like this one, the paint wasn't really that bad. It just has a bunch of little chips and stuff all over it. But as long as you don't have a bunch of little chips and stuff all over it, and the paint's just a little bit faded, usually you can just do a little bit of wet sanding and a little bit of buffing, and then wax it, and you can pretty much bring the shine back into your car. Like I say, anyways, I wanted to make sure you guys had a good visual of what that looks like as it changed colors, you know, so that you know, don't do it too soon and don't do it too late either. The longer it sets after it turns colors, the harder it is to get off of there. Although it will still work, it will still work. You'll just have to work even that much harder at doing it. But anyways, back to the fender anyways that I'm working on. Or actually not the cream. You'll see the liquid turn colors. And then you'll just want to take your buffer and just want to kind of lightly buff over it. You don't really need to apply no pressure, because that's not what we're going for. You're just taking it and you're just buffing it out just a little. Not a lot. It doesn't need to be a lot. A few times over and back, and then a few times up and down. And then a couple more times to finish it off. And voila. That's pretty much all you do whenever you're buffing, you're waxing your car. It's pretty much all it takes. And that part's done. Then you take a little bit more, which one of the reasons I don't like the liquid is because you can't really control it as well coming out of the bottle and stuff. But you want to put a little layer on there. Get it worked around a little, and that's about all you really got to do. It's pretty simple to do this. This is something that's pretty easy. I move my little work pad here, and like I say, and you don't want to do this in direct sunlight. It's kind of hazy out here, so it's not too bad right now, and I'm on the back side of the car in the shadow, so I can actually do this for a little tutorial. As you can see, it turns into creamy pretty fast, and then all you do is just give it a little buffing. It's okay to overlap your work. It's not a big deal. It's not going to hurt it. A little bit of back and forth, and then some up and down, so you can get around those contours pretty good. And then back and forth again to finish it off. And voila. That's really all it takes. You can even go over your other parts some if you want. Like I say, you don't want to get too wild with the buffing, because you don't want to burn. You don't want to burn it. Take a little more. Honestly, I actually like the paste It comes in, if you've ever seen it, it comes in like a round container about yay big, and it's about yay thick, and then it's got like the little applicator in it, the little sponge applicator. I actually like that a little better. I think it works better, but that's just me. So anybody who wants to comment that oh man, I've used it for years, well, or I've used the liquid for years or whatever, that's fine. I'm not saying that this stuff doesn't work, because if it didn't work, I wouldn't even use it. What I'm saying is, I prefer it because I like the way it goes on better, and I like it, and it's actually a little bit faster too, because it's already kind of creamy and it dries a little faster, and you can actually get a little bit thicker coat of wax in the end. Like I say, you're gonna do this, you're gonna finish your piece or whatever, and then you'll move on to the next section. Of course, the rest of the car is dirty as heck, but I've cleaned this up in order to do this video for you. It's no big deal. Like I say, this is just basic. This is just what you do. This is it. If you don't know how to wax your car properly, then I don't know, because it's actually pretty simple, and it's actually something that you should really do at least once a year, at the beginning of like summer, you know, or like in a nice day in the spring. It's nice to go ahead and I'm gonna do this. It's nice to go ahead and give it that extra little bit of protection for that clear coat. It's just really nice to have a nice coat of wax on it. It protects, it helps with the shine. Like I say, there's nothing wrong with overlapping and going back over it. And like I say, you can go up and down so you can get all your contours. Moving back and forth to finish it off. And voila! Like I say, we have that about done. I got to finish this little section down here, and this fender will be done, and this video will be done as well. So, anyways, do one last little portion here. The inside here. Like I say, you don't want this too thick on here because you just want a little light dusting of it. And like I say, most people will just use a rag and wipe it down with, or a terry cloth, or a lot of people are using the microfiber, which microfiber is amazing. I love it, but I just don't have any of it. I had some, but I ended up using them for grease rags in a desperate situation, and there you have it. I ruined them. So anyways, this is pretty basic, pretty simple. This is all you do. You put it on, you let it turn. You'll actually see it kind of change the tone of the color of the liquid. Oh, dang it. Anyways, once it changes color, then you're clear to say this isn't changed yet. You wanna try to make sure that it's completely done before you go and buff it. Like I say, this is just another way to get a little bit better shine. It'll actually fill in like tiny little scratches and stuff, tiny ones, but and it'll smooth it out really well, and it'll make it slick too, so that'll actually help you with your gas mileage. So anyways, probably not enough to be significant, but anyways, you know, keeping your car nice and clean and shiny and smooth and stuff, and it's not always about show quality. Sometimes it's just about taking care of your stuff and taking care of your vehicle. if you didn't see the other video of me actually sanding and buffing this clear coat, you might want to check it out so you can kind of see the difference between that video and this video, just by waxing it, what I've accomplished as far as the shine goes. I mean, it's almost double what it was just by sanding and buffing. I mean, it's literally almost double. Like I say, whoops. Anyways, it's not a big thing, but by golly, it does make a difference. And like I say, you can tell the difference just between the last video and this one if you actually watch the other video. But anyways, that's gonna be all for this. Like I say, it's pretty basic. You put it on, let it shift colors, make sure that it's not too hot outside, no direct sunlight. If you've got like shade trees or something that you can get under and do it under a shade tree, that's fine. But you don't want it to be beating down 97 degrees on your hood, because that's terrible. Too hot and it just messes it up. And then you just have to do it again anyways. But like I say, I was on the back side, I wasn't in the sunlight and stuff, so it's not a big deal. And it's not super hot today and the sun is kind of hazy, so it's actually okay. But anyhow, that's going to be it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching, and feel free to subscribe. Have a spectacular day or night, whichever one it is for you. Peace out.